Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? We may start to see some relief in egg prices, that is. Wholesale egg prices have cratered in recent weeks from record highs, meaning we could start to see some relief at the grocery store. But the dynamics, if you will, of egg pricing from wholesale to retail market, in addition to some other factors, means that it's not a sure thing in the short term. Okay, prices fell to $2.61 per dozen eggs. It's a 52% decrease from the peak that was about $5.43 on December 19th, and a 47% decrease from the beginning of 2023. Now, it's a little hard to say that the prices have collapsed, because I don't think that they've collapsed just yet, but this is a big adjustment downward. Let's just say that, okay? In a year that has been categorized by historically high inflation, egg prices were a standout in 2022, rising faster than almost any other consumer item. Average retail prices increased nearly 60% in 2022, and that's absurd. And a lot of it had to do with the avian, yes. A lot of it had to do with, I feel, all of the events that took place at certain farms, if you will. Okay, in December, a dozen large grade A eggs cost consumers $4.25 on an average. That was more than double, because it used to only cost $1.79 just a year earlier. And then here comes into play the avian, right? And that hit in 2022, and it hit the egg supply. So this avian, which is contagious, it's lethal, it affects many types of birds, including egg-laying hens. Cases typically fade by summer, but that didn't happen in 2022. There were new outbreaks, coincided with peak demand around the winter holiday season. So highly pathogenic avian ultimately wipes out 58 million birds across 47 states. And that's a lot. That's a whole lot. So typically, when there's a case of this avian and it's detected, farmers must cull their flock as a precaution to contain the spread. And it could take months for that farm to start producing and selling eggs again. Meanwhile, buyers must find new suppliers so they can stock their shelves. It's a dynamic that played out nationwide, and it raised the prices. So there haven't been any new bird flu outbreaks among commercial table egg laying birds since December 20th. A prolonged period without setbacks in egg production has given suppliers a reprieve and the market time to recover. The only thing that's still in question here are the independent chicken farmers with the egg farmers, and what was going on with the chicken feed, and how they had to go down other avenues with I believe one person went towards I think it was goat feed. So that's something else, you know, especially when you're trying to stay and buy local. So consumer demand also typically wanes in January, February, further alleviating price pressures, right? And the USDA recently cited consumer resistance to high prices in grocery outlets across the country. Well, yeah, because when you're used to, I buy the big box, it's got the 60 eggs in it, okay? When I'm used to only paying, say, $20 for that big box of eggs, and now I'm paying $35 for the same box, we've got a problem here, okay? We've got a huge problem here. Shut up, Sean. You know, so wholesale prices have been declining steadily from the late 2022 highs, which has helped support retailer efforts to bring pricing down to a more consumer acceptable level. Now, weekly retail egg data from the USDA is still spotty, and it's difficult to see how cratering wholesale prices may be translating in the retail market. I still say buy local, but that's just me. On average, it takes about 4 weeks for retail prices to reflect wholesale price trends. That means consumers may start to see some relief this month in February. Retail prices tend to be less volatile than those at the wholesale level. For every 10% decrease or increase in wholesale egg prices, consumers can expect retail prices to shift about 2% on average. Now, egg demand also generally increases in the weeks preceding Easter. So this year falls on April 9th. Easter falls on April 9th, making it hard to determine how prices will respond. There are other factors that may keep retail egg prices elevated for just a little bit longer. Supermarket chains and other egg retailers don't all peg their shelf prices to movements on wholesale prices. They may buy eggs from suppliers according to different formulas. Some are at least partially tied to the price of corn and soybeans, for example, which are a big cost in raising and feeding chickens, while prices for those commodities are down from highs following the invasion in early 2022, and they remain historically elevated. Some supermarkets may have tried keeping egg prices down so as not to dissuade customers from buying them, and may now try to recoup some of their losses before lowering retail prices. It's kind of up to the retailer as how to quickly they want to pass prices along. Now, while the avian has not affected commercial egg-laying flocks since December, there have been confirmed cases among other types of birds, meaning it's still a major risk heading into the spring migration. The first case among egg layers last year was detected February 22nd, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so I wanted to put that out there because I know this has been a huge issue in our community with eggs and stuff like that, and also because we do have a lot of homesteaders here that own a lot of chickens and things like that. So I wanted to put this out there that there is some relief coming our way. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.